Welcome back to the Knit Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today I'm going to show you how to do the Stockinette Stitch. Now the Stockinette Stitch is a combination of two things. It's a combination of the knit stitch, which you kind of see below here, as well as the purling stitch. So in order to do this, and this is the most commonly used stitch in knitting, is that it's a combination of one row is a knit stitch and the next row is a purl stitch. Now the way that I remember it is that when I'm looking at the good side, which is the side that looks like it's facing up, that is when I'm gonna do the knit stitch. And when I'm looking at the reverse side, you'll notice that it looks completely different, just like so. Okay, and that is the not good side, so it's the wrong side in my point of view, and so I'm going to use purling for that side. So the front side that you like and that we all love is the good side, which is the knit stitch, and the side that is not so good is the purl stitch in the behind. So let's show you how to do the stitch. So I'm just gonna shift everything closer up, and the first one that we're gonna start with, so because this is the good side, so if you're just starting your project, just start your project with the knit stitch to begin. Okay, and let's just do a knit stitch, and I've already shown a slower tutorial on how to do the knit stitch, so we're just gonna work our way across. And what this is doing is it's lining it up and creating the look that you see. I love this stitch. I think it's quite not a hard stitch to be able to manage, the knit stitch itself, and then you have the beautiful look of the stitch work when you do purling in the next one. So the idea is to know where exactly your yarn strand is when you're going to turn around and do the purl. So you'll notice that it stays to the outside just like so when you're doing the knit stitch. So you want to keep an eye on that just the first time that you're starting up a row. And then when you go to turn it around, you just gotta make sure you're prepared for the purl. Okay. So remember, there are slower tutorials available on both the knit and the purl stitches. So once you get to the end, that's it. So you see that it continued along. So when we turn it around, we're now looking at the wrong side, just like this. So we're gonna start and do a purl. So taking your knitting needle, just like I showed you with the purl, keep this strand on the inside of the project like you see, and insert the needle in through the top and across, and it stays on the front side. Look where the strand is. That's important. So you're gonna wrap then around and flick it backward. So this is gonna maintain this stockinette stitch on the front side. So if you started the knit stitch and you were on this side, what you'll have is that you'll have that piece right here. You'll end up with something like that just within a section, and you'll probably see it right away. So the key concept is to know what side is which when you're working with this concept. What is your good side and what is your bad? So let's just recap. So the good side that you're looking at when you're going to go across will be the knit stitch, and this side here is the not so good side. So wrong side, we'll be using purl in order to do that. So this is allowing it to keep it consistent. So essentially you're kind of the purling is kind of keeping the same look on the front side of the project, or the other side of the project, as we move along. Okay, so I'm just coming up around the front just in a few moments, and I'm purling my way all the way to the end, and when I get there I pull out the needle and I reset. Okay, and I want to make sure that it's not wrapped around my knitting needles here. Okay, so you see that the purl maintained that going up even higher. So to come back and do the knit stitch again, you just go in, and the yarn is towards the outside like so. You reset the yarn back in your hands and you begin to do the knit stitch all over again, all the way across. So this is called the stockinette stitch. It's so one row is knit, one row is purl, and that's all you have to do in order to create the stockinette stitch. So if you see in a pattern it says cast on and then do the stockinette stitch for 56 rows and then cast off, all it's just telling you to do is that one row is knit, the next is purl, and you keep doing that for the amount of rows that it suggests, or the amount of distance that it suggests if it's inside a pattern. So until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of the Knit Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. We'll see you again real soon. Bye bye.